Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. So, we're just going to start, as we always do, in that wonderful opportunity. We're going to open our hearts and just send love and gratitude to our beloved Earth and all the life that serves us. Let's take some slow, deep breaths to get into that peaceful, receptive state. So, we breathe in slowly and deeply. We hold our breath. We breathe out. Then we hold our breath. Let's do that for a few more breaths. Now let's listen for our heartbeat. Our heartbeat, which is a pulse of light coming down through the silver cord from our mighty iron presence, anchoring in our heart, giving us life. Let's just see and feel and bless that heartbeat. That heartbeat that anchors into that beautiful threefold flame, which is the anchorage of our mighty I Am presence within our physical bodies. Let's just connect with that beautiful flame as we sit in that expanded golden flame in the center, golden yellow flame of wisdom and illumination, perception and discrimination. We see our bodies in this beautiful, dazzling golden flame. To the right, we can see the pink flame, that glorious, dazzling pink flame of pure divine love. And then we see to the left of us that beautiful expanded flame, that sapphire blue, bringing into us the feeling of the will, the power, the faith and the protection from our mighty I Am presence. See and feel and bless this glorious light. Let's take our awareness now up through the top of our head, through the silver cord, to our mighty beloved I Am presence. Let's see this glorious, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence smiling down on us. Our wonderful presence of God, I Am. And now we see in the center of our chest a beautiful golden sun forming, dazzling and brilliant like the noonday sun. A beautiful focus of light from our I Am presence. Open our hearts and send love and gratitude to our mighty I Am presence for beating our heart and giving us life. And now we see those rays from our beautiful sun in the center of our chest, dazzling and brilliant, billions and billions of rays, going forth and connecting up with each and every miniature sun in all the cells of our bodies, our four earthly bodies, all those little inner wakas receiving this expanded light. Let's feel the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude of each and every little inner waka of our four earthly bodies. Sense and see and feel that wonderful light saturating our earthly bodies. And now let's just fill our feelings with a feeling of love and gratitude. And let's call to the beloved Ascended Masters, the beloved Ascended Master David Lloyd, the great God of gratitude, to fill us, each one and all mankind, with this feeling, that light substance, from the Ascended Master realm of gratitude and love. We see our beautiful suns turning a deep shade of pink with a golden radiance. Gratitude and love for all our many, many blessings. Gratitude and love to the great Ascended Hosts for these marvelous teachings. Gratitude and love for all our loved ones and our friends. Gratitude and love for our homes and our supply. Gratitude and love for all the many, many blessings that we receive daily on our earthly journeys. Gratitude to the great and beloved elemental kingdom, animate and so-called inanimate, the beauty and bounty of nature. God bless, love and thank them, each and every precious one. Gratitude to the beloved angels, and gratitude to all life on our beloved earth. And now we see these rays in this wonderful expanded state, forming a lattice of light, dazzling and brilliant. We see our entire earth folded in this glorious pink and golden light, saturating every part of life on our beloved earth, especially those parts of life that are never loved or thanked, with this wonderful gift, our opportunity of sending love, light, and gratitude to all life. And we just give deep, deep thanks for this. I still get a smile on my face because I recorded that very, very early one morning. I was in India actually, and the birds were still not really wake up. And when I started thanking the elementals, they got all chirpy. It was just so precious. Okay, so now I just thought, Morel, would you like to read the opening invocation? Morel, are you there? I definitely saw you.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am here. Thank you, Anthea. Opening invocation. Beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kutumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I Am Presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved Morel. Okay, but before we start, I just want to share a couple of stories I had today, and I'm sure the people won't mind. One is from my friend, actually, Cornelia, and she was chatting to her friend in India, and I'm not sure if Anupama's on. I know Cornelia's on. But, and then her inner sight was opened, and she saw one of the Ascended Masters standing behind Anupama. And it was an Eastern Master, but the message that came through, and it was such an important one that I thought I really must share it, is, the intention which we give. So if we want to manifest something which is obviously for the good of all, the intention that we give is just the most important thing. So really that's holding, as the Ascended Masters keep saying to us, just hold the focus, the feeling, the visualization, as if there's no question about it manifesting. Because then there's no obstruction, from the human doubts coming in. So I just feel that was such an important thing, because I know many of us struggle with this and that, and we really need to hold that intention, and then it can manifest. I mean, we know that it's happened so often. And the other one was just when I was on earlier, and Faye was on. She's in Greece, beloved Faye, and she was telling me how she was drawn to go after Saturday's Zoom service in the morning. She was drawn to go to a church, and she sort of resisted a little bit, fed the dogs and all that. But then she went, because she was really feeling this pull. She says she doesn't normally go to churches. Anyway, she felt that it was her uncle, I think she said, that was calling her. He needed help. And then she went into meditation, and she could see that her uncle was in a very, very dark place. And then she called, and there wasn't so much sort of response. And then what she thought, she called to her own I Am Presence to get in touch with the I Am Presence of her uncle. And then she said there was so much light. She said it was like that light as of 1,000 suns. And the uncle obviously was taken into the light. And I just thought that was just such a lovely story, because there it all is. There's just so much we can do just calling to our I Am Presence. So I thought I'd share those with you quickly. And I know, because we've got quite a big program today, but beloved John's going to, he's recorded for us, beloved Ascended Master Bob, just pearls of wisdom as always. And then beloved Terry's, and the video is the great importance of maintaining peace, which is, as we know, so important, from beloved Lord Soraya. And we know he and beloved Lord Cusco had that mighty temple of peace and love in the Fiji Islands, in the Pacific. And then an address by beloved Jesus, and also from the beloved Lord Maha Chohan. Beloved Terry's going to read that from Ascended Master Love and Truth, just marvelous. Then I'm going to read interesting from Lady Posse's, and her activity, which I thought was so interesting. It's so specialized. And I often think, gosh, these Ascended Masters really are specialized. And so her activity is analysis of the abstruse, which means difficult to understand, terminology. Anyway, it's quite interesting. And beloved Antoinette then will take us through our decrees, which is just such a blessing. So we call for the light for our beloved Earth, so greatly in need of that light. So we can listen to John. Thank you, John, for recording this for us.
Beloved Ascended Master Bob, I Am Discourses Volume 12, Discourse 7. Now, beloved ones, seeing that so many really do not comprehend what the expansion of the light really means, intellectually you try to understand it, but in the feeling there is not the full response or comprehension. Here, at your heart center, where your mighty I Am Presence is focused, is the first point of light always. You might think, even in looking at the chart, why not the brain? Why is not that the point to be illumined as well as the heart? Because the anchorage of the light from your presence is in your heart and not the head. It passes through the head, and that is the reason the intellect runs away with itself. It gets all puffed up over nothing. And I want to tell you, beloved students, as sure as you let your intellect govern you from what it gathers from without, you will find yourself up against a blank wall sooner or later. You cannot afford to do it in this understanding of the mighty I Am Presence. It is your heart that is the power that acts, and your intellect must give obedience to it. If there is arrogance in your intellect or deceit, then your heart will not release its light. Now the reason for this has been the accumulated habit of mankind believing that they had to operate through the intellect, because they were gathering information from the outside world. But, my dear ones, that is human opinion. And don't you see, it has shut off from mankind the greater flow of the intelligence from their presence that knows the perfection of life. Because in that flow or river of light from your presence into your physical body is the intelligence of the mighty I Am, who knows, and the intellect that gathers the information from without cannot know. It is impossible. You know the information you have gathered, but you do not know the truth, or what part of the truth is in that intellect, and the information which it has gathered without. That is why I say to you in all kindness, I refer to a gentleman in Los Angeles who has studied all over this world, who believes he has a fund of information intellectually that is astonishing, but he is not able to apply the law even to supply his finances. Now the intellectual power he has gathered from without amounts to nothing, because it shuts off the power of his light that flows forth into his world of action, to be the magnet to draw the things which he wants and should have for use by the power of his application, to call forth from his own treasure house, his own I am presence, the thing he requires. If you understand when a mistake has been made, either intentionally or otherwise, that you do not have to continue in that, but with a great intense release of your feeling, you call your I am presence to erase that cause, effect, and record, then the substance released from your human form will enable the presence to erase this, because you, being the decree of your world, have asked that it be done. Now I say to you, beloved ones, in asking the I am presence to use the violet consuming flame to dissolve and consume all your mistakes of the past centuries, unless you will release intense feeling, in other words, intense desire, for that to be done, you will find getting it done is a long process. While with a great release of intense feeling and a great desire to have that done, you give forth the substance which the presence, through your higher mental body, brings into action to produce that exact result. That is how you can accomplish things so quickly and with such great power, if you understand and utilize clearly these simple things. But don't forget, your feeling is your powerhouse, and no matter what your intellect does, unless it is backed up by the feeling, it will produce but fragmentary results, or none at all.
Well, there we have it. Just another clear illustration of the intention, which is our feeling, is the powerhouse, and just to absolutely keep it focused on what we want to happen on our earth, the freedom and the happiness for everybody. Okay, so we're going to listen to these wonderful words. It's not long, but it's from Lord Soraya. This is from beloved Lord Soraya. He is head of the hierarch at the retreat at Suva, which is in the Fiji Islands, and it's from Friendship with the Gods. That temple is a temple of peace and love, one of the very, very ancient temples, which was very prominent at the time of Lemuria, when Lemuria was at its peak. And the God qualities of Lord Soraya are peace and financial supply. And he says to us, friends of heaven, each a microcosm in the boundless sea of infinity, I call your attention to the emotional activity of life. I have a special reason for referring to the water element, for from our retreat at Suva through the centuries we have learned to protect this focus from the capricious and sometimes raging storms of the water element. At this time in the Earth's evolution, it is essential that the Chelas learn to control their own emotional vehicles. I do most sincerely commend you for your accomplishment thus far. However, the Chelas are in the minority when we consider the vast numbers of the peoples of this earth who at the present time have no concept of the power of good which results from emotional control. As the oceans and seas cover the greater portion of this planet, I appeal to you today on behalf of the masses. Currently, through the service which is being rendered by the spiritual hierarchy and the Chelas serving with us now, it is as though the hand of God has stilled the roaring waves and the waves of the emotional vehicles, seeing as we do the still uncontrolled emotions of the many who could be stirred into destructive action by any so-called catastrophe that might take place. I repeat, might take place. It is expedient that we render greater assistance, and your continued cooperation is of vital importance. As you know, I had the honor of serving as the Enfolding Spirit last year, and it was not only my privilege, but my bounden responsibility to quell the emotional activity of all life. The calming flame of peace, through the threefold activity of life, is flowing to all at this specific time, when the radiation of our retreat is accelerated. and you are presented an opportunity to render tremendous assistance to the masses. Referring further to our focus, you know that we use the magnificent activity of the water element within the very confines of the physical focus to not only inspire all who come here, but as an unguent to the emotional garments by registering its beauty and peace in the etheric consciousness. In a smaller measure, you know what it means to gaze upon the still waters of a lake, and as the placid picture presents itself to your emotional worlds, how you are blessed through the benediction of the peaceful radiation. When you realize your emotional vehicle is composed of countless undines, consider their gratitude as you sustain peace in your feeling worlds. I counsel you most sincerely to remember this fact. When any part of life has an emotional outburst, all life is affected thereby. Think, too, when the undines of great and imposing stature go on a rampage, when the tremendous sylphs of the air are disturbed as a result of etheric activities of an uncontrolled nature. It is parallel to the same components in your own garments, how they react when irritated. Perhaps you are aware of all this, but it is expedient that I refresh your memory. For buried within the etheric vehicles of mankind en masse are many causes and cores of imperfection which could be set into action through emotional irritation. We are depending upon you to further pacify the emotional activity of all life. You have the tools to accomplish this through the transmuting power of the violet fire and other sacred agents of purification. We anticipate your continued service. So there, as we always reminded over and over, the great importance of learning to keep the peace in ourselves. All right, so now beloved Terry's going to read for us. Thank you, beloved Terry. Let me just quickly swap the share here.
Thank you, beloved. Hello, everyone. This is an address by beloved Master Jesus, March 28th, 1953. I come to you today, O my beloved brothers and sisters, with all the love of my own heart and the blessed outpouring from my Master, from whose side I have come as he stood in the field of Kashmir this day and endeavored through the outpouring of his feeling to give the nature of God and to convey to the pilgrims assembled that love which the Father of all life has for his children, a love that is unchanging and intensified in its pressure and power with every beat of the celestial heart of that great God, who never takes into consideration in that loving the worthiness or the merit of the one enfolded in his presence. The love of the Father has been my message since I was first vested with the glorious opportunity of bringing the joyous words to man that their Father was not to be considered as a being of wrath, of the Jehovah of the Jewish race, but rather the loving, kindly, and considerate one to whom all had equal access according to the requirement of their individual hearts. I endeavored to draw before the consciousness of the people that it is the Father's will, God's pleasure for each man and woman and child to enjoy the perfection designed by him, and but awaiting the acceptance of the consciousness in order to be made manifest through the life stream. Speaking to you today, I speak to old heart friends. There is not a blessed one within this room who I did not know through personal association and sweet memories that extend back through centuries of time. Some of you were with us in Egypt and proceeded across the great desert into the promised land. Some walked with me around Jericho, and your voice joined mine in that immortal shout of triumph as the walls fell. And some of you were with me in Persia when I was Zoroaster, and I contemplated the nature of the Father and embodied his light sufficiently to earn the title of the Mazda of that age. and some walked with me from Tiana as we drew those great currents from the inner realms to prepare for the shrines, which have come to be such great powers in the Christian dispensation, and some of which have not yet been revealed to the outer consciousness. And then I entered embodiment for my final mission. I would like to remind you that every one of you sat with me around that glorious table when the Lord of the world himself revealed the plan by which an initiate was to embody and bring the fullness of the nature of God through his consciousness, his word, and his works, which would be the permanent record for the entire race of the Christ embodied. Do you remember the solemn hush as the Lord of the world described that mission up to, through, and including the crucifixion, the resurrection, and the ascension? Do you remember the white-robed figures who rose as one to volunteer for that service? There were 36 who were qualified to come, and of that 36, my teacher and master, Lord Maitreya, chose myself, and he chose also my beloved mother and your great heart friend, Saint Germain. And we represented the Trinity through which the mission of the Christ was to be manifested. Then it was my opportunity to call forth my 12 disciples and those other blessed ones who would assist me in a future day. And together we all knelt before the King of Kings. And he placed his thumb on our forehead, his hand on the top of our heads, and he blessed us. And Lord Maitreya anointed each one with the spiritual oil of the cosmic Christ. Then we were designated to go into a particular temple until the Lords of Incarnation could prepare for us suitable timing with the stars, so that all might attain their majority at the proper moment. And of course, the beloved Joseph and Mary went long before I did, and some of the disciples too, and Elizabeth and John the Baptist, and all who were to prepare for my coming. And as each one left, we gathered together with that strong heart feeling and prayer that we might remember when the bonds of forgetfulness and the pull of the earth life had dimmed our mission, our vow, our promise. Finally, the beloved Moria and Kuthumi and those engaged in the study of the stars knew that the hour for my conception and embodiment was about to take place. And I shall never forget my parting from Lord Maitreya, the love and kindness in that great and beautiful presence, as he placed his arms around me and breathed a heart prayer that I felt through the consciousness of my own being. For he knew how much depended upon my fidelity to my vow, and how much depended upon my capacity to retain through birth and through those early years when I was not to be particularly favored among the sons of men. And my prayer too rose with his. There is no deeper feeling, blessed children of light, than that between the master and the pupil. It grows through association, through the wonderful knowledge of the master of the very weaknesses of his chosen Chela. And as the Chela comes up over those weaknesses and for the first time surmounts a particular temptation, the joy in the heart of the master is beautiful to behold. And when the Chela can call the master father and the master call the Chela son, it is as close a tie as that between the Father of all life himself and every Christ who has attained immortality. This is the feeling in the heart of the Guru when his disciple is going forth and depending upon the strength and the light which he has achieved through the Guru's training, endeavors to render a cosmic service in which millions of souls will be affected adversely or otherwise. If there could be agony in heaven, I would say it is in that hour, and all the love and the strength and the light of the Guru enfolds the embodying soul. and all the hope of the student ties into the heart of the master until even after the memory is gone, that feeling of union with something beyond and above the consciousness of the senses remains. I was privileged, of course, in being welcomed by that exquisite Mary, and she provided for me through her aura that love and that protection and that spiritual sanctity without which I do not think I could have endured those early years when my consciousness was not yet developed enough to remember my Father's home. And I shall be eternally grateful for the strength of the beloved Saint Germain who stood by us. I can see as clearly today as in that time long ago, the strong hands working upon the yoke of an oxen, gently and smoothly preparing the wood that it might not give pain to the creature for whom it was carved. And then the first glimmer of my memory began to return. Oh, happy, happy day, when out in the field I lay looking at the sun, and for an instant there flashed into my consciousness a remembrance of my teacher and my connection with the Father God I am. I remember walking home slowly and how my mother looking at me, realized that the Christ self was beginning to take hold of my small form. So I can feel for you, my children, who are yearning for that connection with your I am presence. You know how precious it was. You know how sweet the association, for you feel it. And it is my joy and that of my great master to offer to you individually and collectively our feeling of oneness with your I am presence. May that be our Easter gift to you. The Supreme Importance of the Hour, an address by the beloved Lord Maha Chohan. This was May 15th, 1952. Each of the 7 planets of the present physical sun must be quickened to enter and sustain itself in the orbit of the graduating planet. Great beings are delegated to the task of quickening the vibrations of these planets, and we, whose responsibility rests with the earth, must prepare our planet and her people to vibrate at the rate of Venus's present perfection. We are therefore forced to reach mankind quickly, all of them. Also, beloved Sanat Kumara must be released for his own planetary initiation. Editor's note: this happened in January 1956. However, he returned in 1970 to help Saint Germain at this critical time and will soon return to Venus. His final mission and gift to lift the curse of Caine and the sweat of the brow from humanity. For this hour, you were prepared, and for this moment, we have invested in you our love, our life, our radiation, and I shall expect your every assistance in the cosmic push of the hour. Every other planet of our sun has already signaled ready, yet the cosmos must wait on the earth, and we must soon have that go-ahead sign from the hearts of men. Help us speed that day. Signs of the new dawn. The pressure of the light is so great at this hour that it is enfolding the leaders of all spiritual activities in the world. Criticism shall give place to love, condemnation to praise, dogmatism to tolerance, and domineering ego to humility. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Isaiah 11:6-9. New channels are being opened, not to substitute the old ones, but to assist them. Workers are coming to the front everywhere. Friends of the Great White Brotherhood are rising up from every direction, and no man can stop the onrush of this cosmic Christ power, releasing the spiritual currents of the hour. They could not succeed if they should be unfortunate enough to try to breast the currents of the new dawn. Moreover, each individual would perish under the very law which causes the return of the generated love they bestow, or the opposition to progress they foster. Never before, as today, can it be more truly said of the spiritual leaders of the world and of all new channels, by their fruit ye shall know them. Maha Chohan.
Oh, thank you so much, beloved Terry. Oh, just such wonderful words from the beloved Ascended Masters. It just so fills us, hopefully, all with so much enthusiasm. All right, so we have read this, but we've been going for a few years now, but I just thought it would be nice to actually repeat it. It's from beloved Archangel Michael, from his wonderful, wonderful discourse, which is actually at the beginning of the dictations by the Ascended Masters from 1953. And he says, "The beloved Saint Germain has told you that he is preparing to establish temples of the violet fire of freedom's love within the lower atmosphere of the astral realm. And we ask you to make the call to cosmic law that every soul who passes from the body is taken into one of those temples immediately and no longer relegated to the realm of the sleepers, no longer to weave from their own consciousness a self-hypnosis, which they call heaven or hell, but that they be consciously prepared by teachers and given an understanding of the law. You do not understand, my beloved hearts, what the establishment of those temples in the lower atmosphere will do for the human race, incarnate, for you live, the majority of you, within the psychic and astral realm, which extends, according to your measure, up to the 10,000-foot level. I think it's a bit further than that now, but anyway. And when the purification of this realm takes place, due to the establishment and maintenance of these foci of the sacred fire, you will find the great pressure that is upon the hearts of those of you who want to do right tremendously lessened, and you will find the desire to do right will be the predominant pressure upon the feeling worlds of the people. I'm not fully free to spend great amounts of time in the halls of karma, but there are always at least 2 of the members of my particular spiritual court there, and I have asked that I may make it 7. These will not only assist the life streams who, passing through the change called death, are carried instantly before the karmic board, but they will also be required and will joyously cooperate in drawing these individuals after their judgment into the schoolrooms of light. This is an interesting and joyous task, and your cooperation, your love, and your assistance will make it much easier. And that is just so pertinent, because now we're going to say the decree, which we do every week for all those that have left their physical bodies. And by the way, I read later on in the bridge books that the dispensation was given. Beloved Saint Germain and Archangel Michael went and they got the dispensation, and they've created loads of these temples of violet flame for the ones that are passing over. So now we're going to say our decree with even more feeling, I hope. So we say together, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain, while my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream, including that in my causal body, be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be drawn into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated, destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so that when they are summoned for re-embodiment by the lords of karma, they bring into incarnation only a heritage of perfection, and carry in their life streams no miscreation that would add to their own or the world's distress. We accept this done now with full cosmic power, and so be it, beloved I am, and we thank you. And thank beloved Saint Germain and Archangel Michael for this marvelous, marvelous service. And now this is just too gorgeous. This is a cat called Ruby, and I think you're going to really enjoy it before we say our decree for the animal.
She was hidden under a pellet. Look at how small she is. I understood that this kitten definitely needs help. She's crying. However, I don't have much experience with pets, so I didn't know what to do. I'm building her a temporary home. And then I'm going to find a vet. We found her on the streets. I think she's very, very young.
I spray a little for the fleas and I give some deworming.
And slowly but surely she became faster, stronger, more curious and everything. But at the same time, emotionally attached. Hello. She was following me everywhere. I thought that I will just help her recover, make her strong again, and then give her to someone. But at some point, I was like, no chance. So I was looking for Ruby the baby cat the whole time until I found out. If you would tell me last year, I wouldn't believe you that I will live with a cat. This right here, this is actually the new playground. Look at how big it is. The top is even missing, so it's even bigger. Where are you? She loves it so much. She loves it much more than her old one. I didn't see myself being with a cat 24/7. She's like a dog. We can go for walks, for hikes, and she loves it. Ruby, don't worry, we also got food and drinks for you in the bag. She's even pulling me. Ruby, how did you get up there? And how are you coming down again? That's the most important part. Ever since I found Ruby, I feel like in a constant movie. So I really enjoy it. There is never a time where I'm bored. She's like, leave it. I made the mess here and you're trying to clean. Or where I don't have to do something because I established a connection with her. Hello.
It's so cute. It just made me laugh. It really is a cute one. And it just shows how the animals bring a lot of joy to people and a lot of comfort. I know these people, sometimes people needing comfort and they find them in the animals. So now we're going to say our decree for the beloved animals. We say together, beloved, I am presence of all mankind. Charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort to the animal kingdom. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done. Oh, lovely. It's a good, nice opportunity for us to say that. So now I'm going to read Friendship from the Gods. Whoops. I'm not sure what happened there. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is from beloved Lady Parsis, and pass means to bring a clear understanding to words and how they are used. And as we said earlier, her activity is analysis of abstruse terminology. She says, as my name denotes, my activity is directly concerned with the analysis of abstruse terminology. It is my privilege to translate into simple form some of the truths which have been distorted by man's concept. The purpose of man's journey upon the planet Earth is to bring into physical manifestation his portion of the divine blueprint given to him by the Father. Every divine being is basically masculine and feminine in nature, having the power of both fecundation, meaning fruitful, and nourishment. This power is also latent in everyone not yet ascended. The mass of mankind cognize only one facet of this expression, and an understanding of this principle would avoid much unnecessary degradation. Mankind, during their many embodiments upon the earth, is required to express either aspect, but before their ascension, both aspects must be equally developed. They can then magnetize, nourish, and sustain their divine blueprint. The Christian, which was the sixth rare dispensation under the direction of beloved Jesus, emphasized the fatherhood of God. The seventh dispensation under your beloved Saint Germain, in which you are living, will inculcate the feminine aspect of deity, the Father, Mother God. Mankind is required to embody more than once upon this earth for the reason mentioned above. Paragraph 2, to bring into physical manifestation their portion of the divine blueprint given to them by the Father. And also the overall picture or divine blueprint of the Godhead is of such tremendous scope that the individualized life stream requires rest between the various phases of their development, and while sojourning in the inner realms, they are shown what they should have accomplished in the time allotted to them in that particular span on earth. There are divine teachers in these inner realms who voluntarily assume the responsibility of training each individual in order that in a succeeding embodiment they will progress after looking impersonally upon both their successes and failures. These divine teachers are assigned to each individual by the great karmic board. So that's a nice, interesting. Thank you, beloved Lady Parsis. And now we're going to sing the song. It's just beautiful. Mighty I am presence make all come into the light again. And don't we really all want that so much? make all come into the light. So love it. I was thinking of Faye's experience with the I am presence. How beautiful was that? Thank you so much, beloved Antoinette.
Thank you, Anthea. And I think that was a perfect choice to just give us that full feeling of everyone coming into the light, that mighty expansion of the light across the face of the earth as we prepare for our decrees. These mighty decrees, this opportunity that we have to make these calls for the purification of our earth and the freedom of all life on her. We begin by saying together, Mighty I Am Presence, great host of ascended masters, archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world, right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely, and illumine the source so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our decree for protection. Beloved mighty I Am Presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful that we are given whatever added protection is needed, and what we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. We just take this opportunity to see and visualize this impenetrable pillar of light, blue and crystal light surrounding each and every one of us. Our loved ones, our friends and families, this group, and all those across the face of the earth, standing up ceaselessly for truth, justice, and freedom for all life on this earth. God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and every one. We thank you. Our violet fire decree, this mighty opportunity we have to invoke the violet flame, that flame of freedom, that flame that has the ability to shatter, dissolve, consume, and transmute all misqualified energy back to the very beginning of time. We say together, Mighty I Am Presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those that minister to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels descend with your purple wands of fire and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all, cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our decree for the elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light, awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence, charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection, right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Beloved cosmic I am presence and great goddess of liberty, direct the cosmic light of liberty as of 1,000 suns into the cause and core of anything attempting to delay the divine plan of the Great White Brotherhood for the earth's eternal freedom and release us from all tyranny here and now. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world right now and forever. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that I am all powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done everywhere, here and now. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, right now and forever. And so be it. And so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. Now, before we say our final decree, we call to mighty victory that tall master from Venus, and we ask that you fill us with your full feeling of victorious accomplishment. As we say together, I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere, right now and forever. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and doubled each instant of each hour until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. And we end off as we do every week with that focus on the secret love star, that mighty focus of cosmic divine love from the great central sun, shining in the heavens for this 2,000-year period, that mighty supreme light that cannot be requalified with human thoughts or feelings. So by the power of our I am presence, we say to all human creation, all misqualified thoughts, feelings, and actions, you have no power. Your end has come. And we invoke by the power of our mighty I am presence, those pink and golden rays from the secret love star. We command that they go forth, saturating all life on this earth. Every man, woman, and child, the entire nature kingdom, clothed in that substance from the secret love star. That substance that pushes out all imperfection, all limitation, all division, or imperfection of any kind. That mighty love that passes the understanding of the human heart. That mighty light that fills us with those feelings of love and adoration, with peace and harmony, with gratitude and reverence for life, with kindness and tolerance, with charity, with grace and goodwill, with those feelings of unity, brotherhood, Saint Germain's holy family. Beloved secret love star, make each and every one of us a living sun of pure divine love. Each one of us radiating centers of pure divine love in our homes and families, in our communities, in our towns and cities, in our countries, in every nation across the face of the earth. And we send our deep love and gratitude to all the beings of light who maintain and sustain this great focus of light. God bless you and thank you, each one. And we give thanks for this opportunity to add our light to these calls. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved Antoinette. Just marvelous. So lovely to call that mighty secret love star in every week. Well, I know most of us often call it in every day. So lovely. And then I'm just thinking, Jenna, are you there? And I think Jenna had to leave. Trish, beloved Trish, can you read the closing invocation?
Yes, Anthea, thank you. Before ending the session, we all say, with our mics muted, Beloved I am presence, and beloved Master Katumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God I am, pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you, beloved Trish. Let's just take a moment before we finish and just open our hearts and just send love and gratitude, firstly to our own I am presence and to all the divine beings and for these wonderful, wonderful teachings. Just thank you. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to stop the recording here.